Hello and howdy and welcome back to City Skylines 2. This week we are going a bit more deep into layouts and densities that quite a few of you wanted me to dive in. As you already know, we have learned different types of layouts and densities, that being grid, hybrid and organic, loose, intermediate and tight. We also learned where to place services and which one to choose, but quite a few of you wanted to know the difference between layouts and densities in Europe and North America. So we are gonna add this one in between to clear everything. Alright, before we move on, just wanna say if you enjoyed this video, then please make sure to leave a like, and if you are new and enjoying my content, please subscribe, and a huge thank you to these for joining the Patreon, and thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of it. So let's start with the major key differences. North America. Due to the availability of vast land, they have much more real estate. This allows them to have more wider and decorative roads with pathways beside the roads, systematic grids or hybrid layouts, predominantly low density and single family homes, vehicle oriented design with less focus on public transport. Europe. Due to having less real estate to work with, they have less wide roads or extra pathways beside the roads. Irregular, organically grown layout is vastly used here. High density developments or row houses are seen the most. Pedestrian oriented design with more focus on public transport. Let's dive a bit deeper into both with some examples in real life. North America. Whether you are in a small town or a bustling city, you will definitely find some pretty wide roads wherever you go. Even in neighborhoods, you have pathways on the side, noting you have parking areas too, whether it be tight density or loose density. Here are some examples. Grids are the widely used layout in North America, with hybrid layout coming at second place in terms of usability. Grid layout is very simple and easy to just expand, and hybrid layout is more when you are either connecting two grids which are at different angle, or you are working in conditions where you are forced to build an organic layout but you also want some density per area, so you go with hybrid layout, just like in these examples. Low density in North America is something. It definitely takes the major part of the entire city. In some big cities, you may see sprinkle of some apartments here and there, but for the most part, low density homes or single family homes are in a majority here. Here are some examples. The overall layout and how an American city is built is more focused on vehicles than public transport. Obviously, we are eliminating New York City for these points as it's basically contradicts with every point. But for the most part, the cities are more vehicle oriented. Hence, you need so many parking lots here. Here are some examples. Their overall layout in North America is more flowy, seamless, and everything connects perfectly with each other and is more predictable. Balancing repetitive grids with some angle variations or hybrid layouts or organic layouts just add to the variety and helps in breaking the boring grid sprawl. Europe. Jumping to Europe, due to less area, you will see a bit narrower roads in Europe. You still get parking on the sides, but because the houses and buildings are closer to the road, you don't get the sense of open feel like you do in the West. Here are some examples. If I were to define the layout in Europe with my exceptional naming skills, the layout is more of a cracked glass layout or a shattered glass layout, as if someone cracked or shattered the glass and you have this broken grid like layout, but the roads are like very rarely parallel to each other compared to the West. Due to this, you have more frequent connections on the road. and this creates more pedestrian friendly environment. It also comes with a downside, and that is that you have less chance of predicting traffic patterns. Here are some examples. Again, due to less space, you will find more compact and high density buildings in the city, like row homes, medium density buildings, mixed use types of buildings, and in some areas, quite a few apartment blocks. In the outskirts, or dare I say, much farther than the main city area, you will find single family homes. Whereas in the west, there are sometimes right at the door of the main city area or downtown. Here are some examples. In Europe, you have a very well laid out network for public transport, from taxis to buses to trams to even sometimes local railways. You do have vehicles, but because of such a good public transport network, everything feels so pedestrian friendly. On top of all this, having pedestrian friendly and only roads in main city makes it even better. Here are some examples. Here, because of such variety in the layout, because of cracked or shattered glass pattern, it's not only about flowiness or seamless connections, it's more about the character and how the pattern looks up from top, unpredictable yet beautiful. Now let's take a closer look at how the zoning and density works in each. North America. Here you find a more gradual increase in height, going from low density houses or single family homes to some medium density houses that are most of the time mixed with commercials or just apartment blocks, to finally the major height of the city, downtown. The fall off may differ from city to city, like here in Charlotte, North Carolina. On an average, the fallout is a bit sharp, whereas in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, despite the downtown height being small, the falloff is much bigger than of Charlotte. Europe. Here you will rarely see any tall buildings like in the West, and in terms of zoning, you have small family homes way out and far from the city center, and then as you go close, you start to see either row houses or mixed use buildings with commercial down below and residential on top. In few cities, you will also notice some industrial buildings within the city, and these are also medium density style buildings. Well, okay, all this is good, but how does it translate into the game? Well, it is gonna be exactly the same. As you can take a look here, we have two layouts in the span of 4 tiles. Left one is North American layout, whereas right one is European layout. As you can see, both of them have their unique look, with North American layout being clean, smooth, flowy layout, whereas European layout has much more diverse layout and no other blocks look the same. For both of the layouts, I have divided them into multiple sub layouts where I have used different ways. So for example, with North American layout, you have grids in the bottom, then we move to hybrid layout in the middle, and on top we have the organic layout. Even in grid layout, you have a lot of variety in the grid, whether it be depth of the grid or having different breakups and pattern. Then we move to the hybrid layout where you can tell how smoothly it translates from the grid, and then it translates to organic layout on the top. Here I have placed all the required services so you can tell where they are, and the remaining space will be filled by the houses. I bet you have a lot of ways and ideas on how you can expand this layout out from the 4 tiles. It's really easy, and if you can get the variations right, you won't have the ugly repetitions. On the other hand, here in European layout, we have 4 quadrants. Going from anti-clockwise from top left, it is more of a twisted grid pattern. Then down below, we have more of a United Kingdom type of layout. Then on its right, we have sort of mix of both, and on the top we have a layout which has sort of like a center point, and from it a lot of roads come out. It takes a lot of planning for European layout, as it's not that simple compared to North America. So you really got to plan depending on the shape and size of the land you have. For starters, I had suggest you take heavy inspiration from real life, try and recreate layouts from there, and then you will get the idea on how to get along with European layouts. With both being side by side, you can easily tell which layouts or sub layouts you can easily stretch on a big piece of land, and which layouts are better for a small neighborhood. In the end, it really depends on what shape and size of the land you have and what you're building. Let's do a little recap of what we have learned. North American layouts are mostly low density, less public transport oriented, and very easy to expand and build. On the other hand, European layouts are mostly medium density with row homes, more public transport oriented, and they have lots of character despite the challenge for making it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into differences between North American and European layout, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content like these, and don't forget to join my Patreon to support the work that I do. And as always, thanks for watching and happy building.